Hi guys, yeah, we have a very brief video here to make. Okay, I wouldn't call it brief, yeah, but the circuit is a little bit, it's not a complicated circuit. You can see there are two contactors there, yeah, for two pumps, submersible pumps. Yeah, these are two submersible pumps in this tank, yeah, for taking the wastewater out of the building. This water is maybe from the bathrooms, not exactly the sewer, from sewer side. It's not from sewer side. This one maybe from washing hands, from the kitchen. You can see when the water is oily. Yeah. So there are two submersible pumps here, which must work alternatively. They must work in alternation when you run. Either you can run on hand or they can run automatically. Yeah. So, as you can see here, well, it's a small pump, maybe around 2 horsepower or 1.5 kilowatt, something like that. Yeah, they're not big because you can see when they are running on direct online, single phase, three phase I mean, but direct online, one contactor, just three phase direct to the motor. Yeah. So pump 1, pump 2 there, you can see when the connection is there, and we have the control side there, and this is the incoming. But the most interesting thing here, they don't have protection within this panel. We don't have the ELCB for protecting against earth leakage. We don't have MCB for protection against overload or even a short circuit. But we have an overload here. Yeah, although an overload usually takes time because before it responds to a short circuit, yeah, it must take time. So we don't have that instant protection once a short circuit is detected or something like that. It takes time. Or even it might go further. We have an isolator here. Or it may go to the bigger one, to the big breaker, which is supplying here. And we have the changeover relay here. The changeover for changing from one pump to the other. Yeah. Once it receives a signal, maybe to run the first pump, the next time it receives a signal, it will jump to the other pump. Yeah. Now, we have to explain. I have to explain something here to do with the wiring. Yeah. Okay, another thing, we have our controls here. You can see number 1, number 2, number 3, and we have 1 and 17. Okay. Number 1 and 2, that one, you can see the red cable is looped there. That one is for, you can remove that red cable and connect maybe your emergency switch there or something like that. But before we come to number 1, we have to have at least a fuse or a breaker for control protection. We don't have that either. We are just looping direct from the red phase. You can see red phase, you can see a red cable, a black cable. You're just looping from there and going direct to number 1. Then from number 1 we have number 2. Number 2 is also passing here at the relay. Okay, once this relay is energized, this relay will be energized through 2-3. 2-3 is going to the float switch. There is a float switch here. There is a float switch there, down there. It's down there, somewhere down there. Yeah. It's a float switch there. All this float switch will be in a position to give the signal, to give the the supply, our single phase will go from number 2 here. It will go to the float switch and comes back to number 3. Yeah. Then number 3 will energize this relay. Once this relay is energized, there's another number 2 here. The number 2 is connected through in the common and through normally open. From normally open, it will go to the, you see number 8. Through number 8, it will go to the contacts, to these 2 contacts of these 2 contacts down here. 2 contacts down here. Yeah, these 2 contacts down here of the changeover relay, and one side will come out from here and another side from this side. So you can see then there is number 9 here. Number 9, which is also here. Number 9 here, it will come here. Then this number 9, either from the outer side or from the hand side. This is the outer side, this is the hand side. It will go back to as number 10 to the overload. Then from the overload here, it will go and energize direct the contactor. Yeah. The same case applies to this one. From number 13, number 13 will come down here, up here I mean. Then it will come out as 14 for both outer and hand. Hand is this side, outer is this side. So number 13 is coming outer side, number 9 also. Then from 14, it will come back, it will come to the overload. Then through the normally closed side of the overload, it will go and energize the contactor. Okay, now the float switch here, its work is just to interrupt the supply, this supply here, to interrupt the switching on and off of this relay. On the other hand, we have number 3 here. Initially they had looped here, which was a mistake. We have number 3 here, which I have looped with number 4 to number 5. From number 5, it will come to this connector here, this push button here, I mean selector switch, outer side. You see, this is the outer side. Then it will come out as number 6. When it comes out as number 6, it will come to this other outer side, and it will go out as 7. It will go out as 7 to energize this changeover relay. So this coil, which is A1 and 2, if you interrupt the supply to that coil, you interrupt the supply here. It will keep on changing position depending on the interruption. So it takes two of them to be in out of position. It will take these two to be in out of position in order for this coil to be interrupted. Suppose, let me switch on. Suppose, you see, this conductor is already energized. Okay, I've not connected my pumps, they are not running. But suppose this conductor here is interrupted. This one is on already. Now, this changeover relay is in 0 position down here. So, both of them here, they are in out of position. So, if I interrupt the supply, it will change to this other. Then it will change to this other. Because in essence what we are doing, there is supply here, I'm interrupting this supply, on and off. They supply to number 7. But suppose I keep one off in off position. So, in essence, I will not be interrupting the supply to the coil. The supply to the coil will remain so. It is only the contact which is, one contactor which is running, because already the other one of them is in auto position. So what we are doing here, we are not interrupting the supply to the relay. So it is only one contactor which will be running in case of auto. But suppose I keep both of them in auto, then I interrupt one of them. It will keep on changing, you can see. Yeah. Because what you are doing, you are interrupting the supply to the coil of the relay by switching on and off. You see? And that's why the relay also is changing position, up, down, and also the contactor will change. The first one, the second one, the first one, the second one, and it is working along with the relay. But if one is off, suppose this one, then this one is on. So our relay will not be interrupted. We should not have supply here. There's no interruption because there's no supply. But what in that case, since this one is on, yeah, and number 8 is here. So the one which is giving supply, suppose this one is the one which is giving supply, or number 30, or down here. It will remain, that's the one which will remain. That is the one which will remain. Okay? So, yeah, our circuit is as simple as that. Suppose I remove this one also here from the float switch. This cable from the float switch. Then I interrupt also through the float switch. So, I've removed the float switch. I've put a jumper cable there. So suppose I interrupt through the float switch. So we expect the same thing to happen. The changeover relay, because I'm also interrupting the number 3. The number 3 which is coming from here to number 5, to number 6, to number 5 here, to number 6 here, number 7 here, and going to the relay coil is interrupted also from number 3. At the same time, I'm interrupting this one, number 3, that is energizing this relay. So, yeah, what will happen? Yeah, if you see, our changeover relay is changing, and it's also the contactors, they are doing the changeover. The relay is changing. Yeah, I switch on and off. So I'm interrupting both the 3 to the coil of the relay, and the 3 which eventually is coming back here to the changeover relay as number 7, because it is running from here to number 4, to number 5 here, to number 6 here, number 7, and eventually coming, I'm interrupting that. But suppose I put one only in auto, yeah, what will happen? If I put one in auto, it will only run one. Yeah, you can see here. It's only one which is running. Okay, and the relay is not changing because already here is only one. One is off, one is running on hand. I hope I have explained myself. You can see the relay coil is A1, A2. This marine gelling, this one is Schneider. A1 here, A2 here, that's the coil. Then we have the common, these two. You loop both of them, which are, in that case I've looped there, number 8, both of them. Then the upper one, we have the upper one outgoing, and you have the lower one here, outgoing, and up here is the coil. Yeah. So that's enough for today. See you guys there. Okay, bye bye. कैसा है भाई? ठीक है? अच्छा है. फिर मिलेंगे. Thank you guys.